All the runs. Team United States plates 15 runs in 2026 World Baseball Classic debut. The lights blazed across the stadium like 1,000 tiny suns, reflecting off helmets, bats, and hopeful eyes. It was opening night of the 2026 World Baseball Classic, and the energy felt electric, like the sport itself had been plugged into a giant amplifier. Fans packed the stands shoulder to shoulder, a sea of red, white, and blue waving flags and chanting in unison. They had come for baseball. They had come for pride. But what they witnessed was something even bigger. They witnessed an explosion of offense. When the final out settled into the first baseman's glove, the scoreboard told the story in glowing numbers: USA 15, opponent 4. Team United States had just delivered a statement to the baseball world. And what a statement it was! The calm before the storm. The night began with anticipation hanging thick in the air. Players from Team USA stretched along the foul lines, the sound of cleats scraping dirt and gloves snapping leather echoing softly through the stadium. For many of them, representing the United States in the World Baseball Classic carried a special kind of weight. These were players who dominated Major League Baseball fields for their franchises, but wearing the national jersey meant something deeper. It meant history. It meant legacy. It meant proving, once again, that American baseball still had thunder in its bat. In the dugout, teammates exchanged nods and quiet words. The mood wasn't nervous, it was focused. Everyone knew this lineup had power. The only question was when it would ignite. No one expected the answer to come so quickly. First inning fireworks. The very first inning hinted at what was coming. The leadoff batter stepped into the box with a smooth confidence, tapping the plate twice with his bat. The opposing pitcher delivered a fastball on the outside corner. Crack! The sound exploded through the stadium like a firecracker. The ball screamed into the outfield gap, bouncing off the wall as the runner slid safely into second base. Just like that, the crowd rose to its feet. Moments later, the first run crossed the plate. Then another. By the end of the inning, Team USA had already begun building momentum, their dugout alive with cheers, helmet taps, and high fives. But the real storm was still forming. The big inning. Baseball games often hinge on one inning, one stretch where everything goes right for one team and terribly wrong for the other. For Team USA, that inning arrived in the third. It started innocently enough, a walk. Then a single. Then another walk. Suddenly the bases were loaded. The crowd buzzed louder and louder as the next hitter stepped in. The pitcher wiped sweat from his brow, clearly feeling the pressure. The pitch came in. Fastball. Right down the middle. The bat met the ball with a thunderous crack. The ball rocketed into the outfield, soaring over the center fielder's head. 3 runners sprinted around the bases as the stadium erupted. 3-run double. The dugout exploded. But the inning wasn't finished. 2 batters later came a towering fly ball that carried deep into the night sky. For a moment the stadium held its breath. Then the ball disappeared over the wall. Home run. The roar from the crowd felt like an earthquake. By the time the inning finally ended, Team USA had piled on 7 runs, turning the scoreboard into a dazzling display of dominance. The message was loud and clear. The American bats were awake. Power from every corner. What made the performance even more remarkable was that the runs didn't come from just one superstar. They came from everywhere. One hitter lined doubles into the gaps. Another launched towering home runs. Another executed perfect situational hitting, driving runners home with sacrifice flies and sharp singles. It was the kind of complete offensive performance that coaches dream about and opposing pitchers dread. The lineup looked relentless, like a machine that simply refused to stop scoring. Each inning brought another rally. Each rally brought another eruption from the fans. By the middle of the game, the scoreboard had climbed into double digits. And Team USA still wasn't finished. The crowd joins the party. If you closed your eyes, the stadium sounded like a festival. Drums pounded from the fan sections. Chants of USA, USA, rolled like thunder through the stands. Children waved foam fingers while parents snapped photos of the scoreboard. Even neutral fans couldn't help but admire the spectacle unfolding on the field. 15 runs isn't just a good night in baseball. It's a celebration. Every hit brought new cheers, every run brought another wave of excitement. And the players fed off it. You could see it in their smiles as they crossed home plate. You could hear it in the dugout as teammates shouted encouragement. This wasn't just a game anymore. It was a moment. Pitching holds the line. While the offense grabbed the headlines, the pitching staff quietly did its job as well. The starting pitcher attacked hitters with confidence, mixing fastballs and breaking balls with precision. Whenever the opposing lineup threatened to mount a comeback, he shut the door. Strikeout. Ground ball. Pop fly. Out after out. By the time he left the mound, he had given Team USA exactly what it needed: stability. The bullpen followed with sharp, efficient innings, ensuring the massive offensive performance wouldn't go to waste. Baseball may love offense, but championships are built on balance. And on this night, Team USA showed both. A message to the tournament. The World Baseball Classic is filled with elite talent from around the globe. Every team arrives believing they can win. But opening games matter. They set the tone. They send messages. And Team USA's message was impossible to ignore. 15 runs. That number echoed across the tournament like a warning bell. Opposing teams watching the highlights would see the same thing: a lineup capable of turning any inning into chaos. Pitchers would study the scouting reports a little more carefully. Managers would plan their strategies a little more cautiously. Because when an offense scores 15 runs in its debut, it's clear that something special might be brewing. More than just a game. For the players, the victory meant more than a number on the scoreboard. Many of them grew up dreaming of moments like this, representing their country on an international stage, hearing the crowd chant their nation's name. Some had watched previous World Baseball Classics as kids. Now they were the ones creating memories for the next generation. In the dugout after the final out, players hugged, laughed, and posed for photos. The energy felt joyful, but also determined. Because this was just game one. The road to the championship was still long. But if this performance proved anything, it was that Team USA had the firepower to travel that road confidently. The final score. When the stadium lights finally dimmed and fans began filing out into the night, the scoreboard remained glowing above the field. USA, 15. Opponent, 4. 15 runs. Dozens of hits. A night of thunderous swings and unforgettable cheers.